If you followed me for any length of time, then you will know that I am a bit of a DCU apologist. Even though I recognize the series' various dips in quality, I've stuck with it through thick and thin. And in the year of our Lord 2021, I think my faith has been reaffirmed twice now, with the Snyder Cut and with James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome to my spoiler-free review, I should say, for The Suicide Squad. This was directed by James Gunn, like I mentioned. We all should know who he is by now. And it starred Idris Elba, John Cena, Sylvester Stallone, Margot Robbie, Storm Reed, and that's literally naming just a few. This movie is quite loaded in the cast department. This is a part of the DCU, and this is the sequel to Suicide Squad 2016, which, talk about that in a second. The Suicide Squad is back, this time with a new team, but with some of the original members, who are tasked with going to this remote island called Corto Maltese to seemingly stop a killer starfish. Yes, really. It makes sense, I promise. Suicide Squad 2016 was terrible. There's no two ways about that. Even though I am, like I mentioned, a DCU apologist, I hate that movie with every fiber of my being. You can't see a damn thing in there, and the entire movie looks and acts like it was just footage that wasn't used in either the Sucker for Pain or Purple Lamborghini music videos. I have an entire review talking about it. It should be hopefully linked in the eye in the right-hand corner, but there's no redeeming that movie, and I've heard rumors of an Ayer cut. Don't even get me started with that, because you could not pay me to be any more uninterested. However, when I heard a sequel was coming out, I said to myself, well, if they want to do another one of these, then that bar that they have to clear is so low, it's at the center of the earth with Josh Hutcherson and Brendan Fraser. And then I heard James Gunn was directing it. Now, James Gunn, as we all know, directed the two Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Like I said, we all know who he is. So, when I heard that news, I was like, okay, if there's any hope of this being good, then James Gunn is the sole reason. And he made it good. He not only made it good, he made it awesome. This is the most fun that I've had at a movie theater all year. The entire reason to watch this movie is the cast and their dynamic with each other. I cannot name all the actors' names in here because I'd be here all day. However, the names that stick out to me are Idris Elba, John Cena, Margot Robbie, and Joel Kinnaman, surprisingly enough. You also have Storm Reed in there, who is literally named Ratcatcher 2. And yet she is one of the more fleshed out characters in the entire movie. I cannot make that up. You learn just enough about these characters to be intrigued, but the movie does a good job of grounding you in the fact that these people are villains. They are not to be admired. In any other scenario, they would be the bad guys. However, they just so happen to be the last line of defense. They have charisma and charm, but they're also D-bags. The movie does a good job of reminding you of that latter fact. And I guess it's as good a place as any to go into the tone of this movie, because, oh my god, this movie is simultaneously dark and funny all at the same time. There were some instances where I laughed at something, and my god, I felt so guilty about laughing at it, but I was laughing. This is not a spoiler, I promise, but there is a scene in which Bloodsport and Peacemaker are, let's just say, fighting off some bad guys, and it is such a game with them to where it's like, oh, it's like a game of tic-tac-toe. It's like, oh, I'll do you one better, and the kills get exponentially more over the top, but they get so fun that it's amazing. There is an additional punchline which, wow, that was just that's so good. I can't ruin it. I just can't. This movie has a very twisted sense of humor, let's just say. Basically, the first 15 minutes are one big elaborate troll, and in a normal circumstance, I wouldn't be a fan of that. However, I was a fan of it here. I said to myself, well played indeed. If I had to have a problem with the movie, and by problem I mean like a nitpick, it's that the villain in this movie, the starfish, almost takes the movie a little too over the top for me. And I was sitting there when I saw this thing and I was like, I'm not sure I like this. But then my brain kicked on and like, Ryan, you are watching a movie where Sylvester Stallone is voicing a shark. What were you expecting? At that moment, I'm like, all right, this is like jazz. I'm just gonna roll with it. But other than that, this movie's awesome. This movie's cool. It just is. Like, Idris Elba is cool. John Cena is cool. Like, the Polka Dot Man is cool. Somehow. Making polka dots more lethal than Dusty Rhodes in 1990. I'm going full Monty with this. The Suicide Squad is absolutely amazing. It may be one of my favorite movies of the year, and it just, wow, what a fun experience. But that is all for me. Thank you so much as always for watching. Coming this Saturday will be my latest installment for the Movie Nerds Club. We're sticking to the DC theme, but this time we're going to be talking about our favorite non-DCEU DC films. And then on Sunday will be my first reaction to the Studio Ghibli film Ponyo. But if you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam. I'll see you in the next one.